Wednesday night, Red West North basketball is back. Lane Tech and North Lawndale both enter the night looking to start the season 1-0 in conference play. But only one will emerge with that record. Lane Tech basketball is on the air. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Alex Burstein. Above the court here at Lane Gymnasium on the opening night of conference play in the red level of the Chicago Public League. North Lawndale and Lane Tech in the opening night of conference play seems to be becoming the norm for these two programs. With last year excluded with the weird COVID year, this will be the third straight regular season that Lane and North Lawndale have opened conference play against each other, and we've begun to see a pattern. A home victory for Lane in 2018 opened up the series before the Phoenix from North Lawndale returned the favor at their home gym in a close 2019 win. Lane will be hoping to keep that pattern of home teams winning going tonight in front of a Lane Tech crowd, but in their way is a young yet powerful Phoenix team. Ronald Chambers and Demarion Wyatt make up an exciting backcourt for a guard-heavy North Lawndale team. The three-year varsity players are both coming off of 16-point games against a highly regarded Vashon team from Missouri in the Chicago Elite Classic on Saturday. Those two have helped lead the Phoenix to a 3-3 record to start the year, with wins over Schurz, Grant, and their best win so far this year coming against Bogan. People may get scared away from that record with those three losses, but they come from obviously the very good Vashon team to Carmel and to a 6-1 Deerfield team, so no bad losses for this North Lawndale team yet. Lane, meanwhile, is off to their hottest start since 2005-2006 with a 6-1 start to the year. Their only blemish coming from a strong Niles Notre Dame team. To keep that strong record going, Lane's going to need help from their own backcourt, anchored by Sean Malloy and Ethan Grunebaum, the two starting guards on this Lane Tech team. They have been very good to start this year, especially Malloy, leading scorer on this team. Had a somewhat quiet game on Monday against Steinmetz, but he is really a leader on this team, and it's going to be very important for him to keep that up as Lane Tech enters conference play. We have just over 2 minutes to go until we get started here at Lane Gymnasium with the national anthem and whatnot, so we are going to start off with the starting lineups for both of these two teams. First off with the visiting North Lawndale Phoenix, and it is a guard-heavy lineup, starting off with number 0, Ronald Chambers. We talked about him in the open, the 6-foot junior guard, 3-year varsity guy so far. Very impressive stuff from him. He'll be going along with Aiden Parker, a 6'4 forward junior. He also played as a freshman. Very good stuff from him. Number 2, Demarion Wyatt, also played as a freshman. He's now a junior. That's right, 3 junior who played as freshmen in this lineup for North Lawndale to start tonight's game. Very impressive stuff from those 3. Jamar J. Winfield, the 5'7 junior guard, also getting the start. This is not a super tall North Lawndale team, but as we mentioned, guard play very important for them, and it's very impressive what they're able to do with the ball. And then finally, number 23, Vincent Mays, a 6'5 forward senior. Him and Parker bring some height to this lineup, coming in at 6'5 for Mays and 6'4 for Parker. Just looking at some highlights from Mays, he plays that very traditional big man role down low. He'll be playing in the paint tonight, almost all night, I can say confidently. Just very impressive stuff from him. 2 minutes on the clock right now here at Lane Gymnasium. The clock stopped, so I'm not sure exactly when we'll get started, but should be in just a minute or two. And before that, we're going to get you your starting lineup for Lane Tech. And for those of you who have been tuning into this team, it has been almost the same team all year long. They made one switch with Rosencrantz to Solibo about a week into the year, and since then it has been the same 5 all season for Lane Tech. Looks like we may be having some network problems, so we're going to try to make sure that is okay. Obviously, crowded gymnasium here. I think we are good here at Lane Gymnasium. It's a little glitchy, but we'll try to make sure that is good to go come tip-off. But as we were saying, the starting lineup for Lane Tech is going to be the same 5 they've been going with. Number 1, Sean Malloy. Number 2, Jack Soar. Number 5, Ethan Grunebaum. Number 22, Shahid Solibo. And number 24, Lucas Basil. Really the only forward on that list is Lucas Basil. He plays in the big man 5 role for Lane Tech. Really impressive stuff from him. Started the season with a 22-point performance against Jones. That's been his best performance of the year so far. And once again, folks, apologies for this weird connection. We're going to try to work through that and get the bit rate down. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching Lane Sack Basketball. Okay, so we just changed our stream settings a little bit. I hope that is good to go. Apologies, folks. We'll be working with that to make sure we get the best product for tonight's game. Teams are head to their benches, so we will have the national anthem in just a moment. We're going to turn it over to the PA address announcer, and then we'll be good to go for some Lane Tech basketball. there you have it, starting lineups for both the squads in tonight's matchup. A fun one as we kick off conference play here at Lane Gymnasium. Lane Tech going with their similar starting five, and North Lawndale going with a young but powerful starting five to kick off conference play here in the Red West North. A busy night of games. We'll get you updates on the other ones going tonight as best as we can throughout the night, but lots of great action in what is ranked the number 6 conference in the state by the Sun-Times. In the circle to start things off tonight is going to be Lucas Basil, per usual, for Lane Tech, and number 23, Vincent Mays, for North Lawndale. Mays, 6'5" senior. Basil coming in listed at 6'6", so Basil should have the slight height advantage. It looks just like that over there at midcourt. But Mays, as we've seen in highlight videos, can get up there and jump. So this should be an interesting jump ball. Going along with Basil, it's going to be Solibo, Grunebaum, Tsor, and Malloy to start things off for Lane Tech. And we're underway. North Lawndale wins the tip. And we're underway here at Lane Gymnasium. Winfield gets the ball first for the Phoenix. This is a very guard-heavy team for North Lawndale. As you see, not super tall in their starting lineup, but these guys can shoot it as Winfield pulls for three, no good. And Lane Tech will get their first chance at things today. Tsor, who's probably playing in the 4 spot right here in the starting lineup, passes off to Solibo, who fires for three, no good. Rebounded by Basil, who has the putback, and that's good. First 2 points of the game go to Lane Tech. They've got a 2-0 lead with just under 7:30 to go here in quarter number 1 of action. Thanks for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Lane Gymnasium as Wyatt holds it near midcourt, gives off to Winfield on the far side, and back to Parker. Long three on its way, and that's good from Wyatt. First points of the day for North Lawndale, and they take a 3-2 lead, their first lead of the game. Basil, quick pass to Malloy. Malloy down low. Basil goes up for 2, and he's got 4 points early on in this one. 2 quick baskets for Basil, who hasn't been scoring a lot this year. So 4 quick points for him is impressive for this Lane Tech team. They're out to a 4-3 lead early on, 6:45 to go in quarter number 1. Holding it on the far side is Chambers. He reverses it. Now driving down low. That's stolen by Malloy. Malloy on the fast break. Tsor, who misses it. Tip in. Malloy has got it. He has his first 2 points of the game off of a lucky tip in. And Lane Tech scoring probably more efficiently than we've seen them do all season long. On the other side of things, Wyatt with the basketball being guarded by Grunebaum. And they pass it off. Lane Tech went from man-to-man early on tonight. These are a lot of good matchups with Lane Tech and North Lawndale, both fast teams on defense and offense. This missed layup goes out on North Lawndale, and Lane Tech gets the basketball back. 6-3 they lead early on, 6:07 to go here in quarter number 1. Alex Burstein on the call here from Lane Gymnasium, and North Lawndale going with a full court press early on here. Lane Tech we see also do a full court press, usually in the second quarter, as Lane Tech breaks this easily. Solibo in the corner to Malloy. He pulls for 3, no good. Rebounded off of Lane Tech, must have gone off of Jack Tsor, and the Phoenix will get the basketball back. North Lawndale enters tonight's contest 3-3 on the year. Lane Tech 6-1. North Lawndale's had a slightly harder schedule, so that kind of makes up for the discrepancy in records as Parker pulls for 3, no good, rebounded by Solibo. Just a note for our listeners today, Parker Springer probably will come into the game later as Grunebaum misses a 3 for Lane Tech. Parker is the last name of a North Lawndale player, Aiden Parker. So that's who we'll be talking about when we say Parker on tonight's broadcast. Lane Tech defense doing a really good job of keeping North Lawndale from getting shots here early on tonight. As Winfield with it gets it down low to Wyatt. And you see Lane Tech is playing around the perimeter on defense, and they've kept the Phoenix from really getting inside the perimeter for most of tonight. Push foul called on Jack Tsor, the first of the game, and it's against Lane Tech, and the Phoenix will get keep the basketball, trailing by 3, 5:08 to go in quarter number 1. Inbounding it's going to be Aiden Parker. He's had 2 double-doubles already this year against Schurz and Grant with rebounding and points. As they get it down low to Mays, goes up for 2. He's got it. And that is going to be the dangerous part for North Lawndale tonight. As a steal is pushed, they give it down low to Parker. That one off of Lane Tech. And a quick steal there from North Lawndale. And they have a chance to take the lead here. Down 6-5, 4:53 to go. They have the basket under their, they have the ball under their scoring basket. They get it out to Chambers. Chambers being guarded by Malloy. They switch him on the Soar. Resetting on the perimeter through Parker. Chambers fakes a three. Goes in, drive. Nice little Euro step there. And one. Count the basket. And Ronald Chambers will head to the line with his first points of the game, trying to make it a three-point play. North Lawndale back in the lead for the first time since 3-2. They lead 7-6 with 4:42 to go here in quarter number 1 of action. Chambers, a 6-foot guard, really impressive stuff this season for him as he makes a three-point play. And North Lawndale takes a 2-point lead. Anthony Zander is going to check into the game for Jack Soar. No subs yet for North Lawndale. They're sticking with their same 5 on the court. Zanders has pretty much been the first or second guy off the bench all year for Lane Tech as he gets the ball for the first time today. Switches it to Grunebaum. Grunebaum fakes a pass. Nice long pass there to Solibo, who drives the baseline. Gives it out to Grunebaum, who pulls for 3. No good. Rebounded by Solibo. Nice movement there. Malloy gets blocked down low. They're going to call a foul, and he'll head to the line to shoot 2. That was a big block by Vincent May, the 6'5 senior forward. In a game against Bogan earlier this year, which is not a bad team by any means, he had 9 blocks. So Vincent Mays, if he can keep himself from fouling, that's going to be a big force for Lane Tech today. Lane Tech really has not gone against a traditional big like Mays all year long. This is going to be their really first test against someone like him this year, as Malloy misses the first free throw. 8-6 the lead for North Lawndale. 4:23 to go here in quarter number 1. Just over halfway into the first quarter of action here at Lane Gymnasium. Nice atmosphere, pretty decent crowd size for some Wednesday night hoops. As a second free throw, no good from Malloy. That's not something you see often from the shooting guard for this Lane Tech team. He usually at least goes 1 for 2. As the 3 from Winfield, no good, but down low with the putback is Wyatt. He's got 2 and the lead now up to 4, the biggest of the night for North Lawndale. Lane Tech adjusting to the full court press. They have not faced a lot like this all year, but they're able to break it through Solibo. Now the long pass, that's a turnover to Mays, and the Phoenix will slow things down. Holding it is Wyatt. Wyatt down low, that punched away by Basil. They'll say it's off of him, and Phoenix will keep basketball. 10-6 to score, 3:48, and that's going to be our first mass timeout of the game. So Lane Tech was playing very well for the first couple of minutes. They got out to a couple-point lead, but since then, Phoenix have come into this one taking the 4-point lead. What was really working that first couple of minutes is they were just keeping North Lawndale from getting any shots. Really tight perimeter defense. And now that North Lawndale's been able to break that perimeter and get it inside, where they do have a couple of big men who really know how to score inside, that has been the tale of the game so far for North Lawndale. They take a 4-point lead. If Lane Tech wants to stick in this one, they're going to have to really stay with that man-to-man defense and keep anyone from getting inside. This Lane Tech team, we've seen them play zone this year more than in most years. I don't think that's going to work today because they don't really have any super big guys who play like that down low to counter the duo of Parker and Mays for North Lawndale, but we'll see what they do. 3:48 to go here, 10-6 the lead. Lane Tech on top of North Lawndale. It looks like Will Rosenkrantz is going to check into the game for Solibo. So Grunebaum, Basil, Zanders, Rosenkrantz, and Malloy, your 5 on the court for Lane Tech. No subs into the game yet for North Lawndale. They're sticking with their same 5. It'll be Parker inbounding things for the Phoenix right here at the bottom of your screen. He gets it in easily to Winfield. Winfield has had a couple of impressive games this year, 12 against Grant, 11 against Schurz. He can be a double-digit scorer as he passes it off to Chambers on the far side. Back to Parker. Parker really playing around the perimeter a lot for being a big guy as they get inside to Mays, who misses it, gets his own rebound. That one's going to go off of Mays, and Lane Tech gets the basketball back. The main reason why Parker is playing in the perimeter, it looks like, is because they have Mays kind of just being the only guy inside the paint and just throwing the ball into him to try to get points like that. However, this time they can't. Clock didn't start, so ref's going to blow their whistle. 3:25 to go in this contest. 10-6 the score. A 4-point lead for North Lawndale here in the conference opener. Last year, Lane Tech started off the year with a conference loss, 51-41 to Clark. 2 years ago, they beat North Lawndale in their conference opener, as this one is a turnover. Pushing the pace on the other side, Chambers, he goes up for two, no good. Excuse me, Wyatt, no good. Rebounded by Lane Tech. Lane Tech's been doing a good job of getting the ball back up the court without any points on the scoreboard. However, the problem right now is they're not getting the ball in the basket, as Malloy pulls for the mid-range jumper, no good. Rebounded by Chambers. Whistle's going to call. They're going to call a travel on North Lawndale, and Lane Tech gets the basketball back with no damage done. We saw Malloy take that kind of mid-range jumper on that last shot. It's a shot he has not done a lot this year, but we've seen him when he does take it, he's able to make it. Obviously, was a little bit off there, but he's mainly been driving to the basket this year, and it's going to be important for him against these bigger teams to really open up that mid-range, long-range shot to keep Lane Tech in games. They get inside to Malloy, out to Basil. Basil turning around, that's going to be stolen by Chambers. Long pass to Winfield on the other side of things. He goes up for two, no good. Rebounded by Mays. Mays gets the ball stripped, but Winfield with it. Second chance points, no good. Malloy comes up with the rebound. Nice sequence of events here for Lane Tech. Malloy drives in, goes coast to coast, and gets the two to go. Malloy up to 4 points on the night, and Lane Tech cuts the deficit to 2, 10-8, with just over 2.5 to go here in quarter number 1. North Lawndale going to have their first sub into the game soon, as a three from Parker is good. North Lawndale responds with a three to silence the crowd. A timeout, 30-second called by Lane Tech. Nice move there by Parker. Lane Tech had the momentum there after the quick shot by Malloy, but Parker, playing from the outside as a big man, shoots the three, and 13-8, a 5-point lead for North Lawndale, their biggest of the game, with 2:22 to go here in quarter number 1. Coming into the game after the timeout is going to be the 6-foot senior guard, Freddie Golden. Not sure who he's coming out for, but someone on this North Lawndale team. He's really impressive handles, and he can also shoot the three, so kind of a traditional guard. It's interesting with this North Lawndale team. It seems like everyone on their team is really like a traditional guard type player. They don't have a lot of guys who are kind of hybrids or anything like that. They have their bigs and they have their guards, and it's working out for them. They look to be a pretty good team this year. Just prepping for the Phoenix coming into this game, it was clear that this team on paper is very good, and they can definitely at least compete for a Red Northwest title this year with a couple of upsets. Malloy gets in the corner to Zanders. Same five out on the court for Lane Tech, as Rosenkrantz pulls for three, that a little long, and that will be off the hands of Parker, and he saved it, so Phoenix gets the basketball back. Almost a quick turnover, but they will keep possession. They get to Golden. He has his first touch of the game. Almost loses his dribble. Nice defense here from Rosenkrantz, and Golden will keep the basketball. Joseph Perona and Parker Springer coming into the ball game soon, and a foul called on Lane Tech's number 1, Sean Malloy, his first of the night. Third so far for Lane Tech. Perona is going to check in for Malloy. Springer in for Basil. Springer, the number 2 big guy on this Lane Tech team. He comes in, and Perona, who's pretty much, he's been like second or third guard off the bench, but plays in a point guard type role for this Lane Tech team, comes in. It'll be Golden inbounding things. Looks like the player who came out was Winfield, as Mays thought about the long shot there, but instead passes it out. 1:45 to go in the first quarter. Parker trying for some second chance points. He's got them. And the Phoenix offense rolling here, 15-8 the score. They lead by 7, 90 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Rosenkrantz goes for the floater. He can't get it. 0 for 2 shooting out of the gate there for the senior. And they're going to push it to Mays on the other side. Through contact, misses the layup. No foul called. And Lane Tech will slow things down. When Lane Tech is in a lead, we see them more playing with a fast pace. However, when they trail, they've often taken down the pace of the game, slowed things down a notch. As foul called on North Lawndale, and foul called on Lane Tech's Parker Springer, an offensive foul. That's not something you want if you're Lane Tech. As 2 subs going to come into the game for the Phoenix. That will be Antoine G and number 33, Carmelo McClinton, coming in for the Phoenix. Out is Wyatt and Mays, so they switch one of their bigs with another, as Parker gets stripped of it but gets his own. That's the second time tonight he's kind of lost the ball and then kept the ball for the Phoenix. Now he pulls for 3 and got it. Parker with a strong start tonight. He is up to 8 points, game's leading scorer, and a 7-point lead for North Lawndale with 50 seconds and counting to go in the quarter. Long pass to Zanders. That's going to be overthrown. He has to save it. Springer down low to Rosenkrantz, and he's on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. 18-10 the score. Apologies, folks. He missed a 3 on the scoreboard. Now an 8-point lead for North Lawndale with 30 seconds to go in the half. Driving, they'll get the bucket to go. Antoine G with his first points of the game and a 20-10 score. 20 points in the first quarter for North Lawndale. They're scoring the ball quite well. Lane Tech with only 10, and the Phoenix have doubled Lane Tech's score as Grunenbaum pulls for 3. He's got it. First points of the night for the senior. 10 seconds left. Long pass to Golden. Now 6 seconds. 5. They're trying to get one final shot off. Golden goes for the floater. He's got it with 1 second, and that will be the end of quarter number 1. So the offense rolling for the Phoenix early on in this one. At the end of 1, your score, North Lawndale 22, Lane Tech 13. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching Lane Tech basketball on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. North Lawndale Phoenix starting off this one hot. They lead 22-13 through 1 quarter of play. A lot thanks to number 1, Aiden Parker, who has had a great start to this one. 8 points for him just in the first 8 minutes of play. And this is one of the better scoring performances I've seen all year long. The most points that North Lawndale has scored in a game, 73. They're on pace to break that by almost 10 if they can keep up this offensive performance. It'll be the same 5 on the court for both of these teams to start off the second quarter of play. Stephen Goonan checks into game for Lane Tech. He'll be on the court alongside Rosenkrantz, Springer, Malloy, and Perona. As an early turnover here, Wyatt pulls for 3, no good. He was wide open there. Rebounded though, and second chance. Golden pulls for 2, he's got it. North Lawndale really capitalizing on second chance shots here early on in the game. They get inside to Springer. Springer gets trapped down low to Rosenkrantz, who's got the 2 to go. So Lane Tech responds with a quick 2, and these two teams have exchanged baskets just 30 seconds into the first quarter of play. Wyatt gives it far side to a G. Malloy guarding a G. They slow things down, gets it back to Wyatt. Looks like those two, the main 2 guards on the court right now. Also, Demarion Davis in the game as the 3 from Wyatt, no good. No rebound, and Lane Tech will get possession back. So your 5 on the court for North Lawndale is going to be Demarion Davis gained his first minutes of the game to go along with Ajee, Golden, McClinton, and Wyatt. Inside, Springer gets the ball poked away. He's going to grab an early foul, and North Lawndale gets the basketball back. When Lane Tech has forced turnovers this year, they've been a very good team. But in a couple of games, they've been the ones turning the ball over more than the opposition, such as that Niles North game, their only loss of the year. And those games have really come back to haunt Lane Tech. And looks like that is the early trend we're developing here at Lane Gymnasium. Inside to McClinton, punched away by Perona. Lane Tech will keep possession. Shahid Saliba will check into the game for Lane Tech. He goes in for Will Rosenkrantz, who exits the game with 4 points after a quick stint. 9-point North Lawndale lead, 24-15, 6:47 to go in the first half. Pass it out to Wyatt. Perona guarding him. Lane Tech switches up their assignments a lot. Perona wanted the basketball after that one, but they'll say possession stays with North Lawndale. But as we were saying, assignments switch up a lot for Lane Tech on their man-to-man, as they do sub pretty often. This one stripped by Perona, and they're going to say the ball stays with North Lawndale once again. Fans here at Lane Gymnasium not happy with that one. mainly a Lane Tech crowd here. Student section there on the left side of your screen for Lane Tech. Jersey night here at Lane Gymnasium, but I'd say almost all the fans from Lane Tech here in tonight's conference matchup. North Lawndale gets to restart their drive. Perona pushing it away. He punched the ball out twice. Now he almost forces a steal. A foul going to be called. And they call it against North Lawndale. That's going to be just their second of the game. Not sure who they called it on, but it will be Lane Tech possession. Player helped off the ground. That is going to be Wyatt, who slowly jogs down the court, but looks like he's okay. One of the stars for this North Lawndale team, so they need him healthy as they enter a tough stretch of the season. Salibo into the game for Lane Tech. They switch it around the perimeter, get it to Perona on the far side. Perona almost goes back court inside to Springer. Out to Goonan, pulls for three, misses that. Lane Tech really struggling with the three ball early on in this one. Lane Tech's head coach Nick Lagalbo, I heard him on multiple podcasts talk about how he really needs 7 to 10 threes to compete in conference games from his team, and they're not on pace to get that tonight, as Winfield going to check into the game for a G. Quality couple of minutes there for a G, the junior guard. Goonan inbounds it to Malloy. 24-15 the score, under 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Lane Tech working the ball around the perimeter. They get to an open Perona, no good. Rebounded by Wyatt. Perona almost forces a steal. Perona, a really aggressive defender on this team, and now he'll get a steal on the other end of things. Perona brings the ball up the court himself, tries to throw it to Springer. This will be a steal. Ball on the ground. Golan ends up with it. Passes it to Wyatt. Winfield pulls for three, no good. Rebounded by Perona. Perona seems to be in just about every spot on the court right now. Steals, rebounds, shots, a little bit of everything for the senior. They get it down low to Springer. Springer gets double teamed. Really aggressive defense here from North Lawndale, and it's working really well. They'll push the pace on the other end of things. A block by Springer, but they'll call the foul. Dylan Page there gets called for the foul. And the 6'2" senior guard will head to the line to shoot a pair. Ethan Grunenbaum will check into the game soon for Lane Tech. Phoenix hoping to get the lead to double digits. They lead by 9 right now. First shot on its way, that no good. Took a couple of bounces there. And they'll keep it at 24-15. Grunenbaum checks into the game for Perona after quality couple of minutes there for him. The foul was called on Springer, his second already tonight, so we'll see how long they keep him in instead of Basil, as the second free throw is good, and the lead up to 10 for the Phoenix. Checking into the game going to be Aiden Parker for the Phoenix, as Page comes out of the game after going 1 for 2 from the line. Grunenbaum to Solibo on the far side of things. This zone right now from North Lawndale working pretty well. They get it to Springer, who gets that's ran into from Wyatt. That's going to be a foul called on the Phoenix. Just the third team foul for North Lawndale. Lane Tech has 6, but Lane Tech not really nearing the, not even close to nearing the bonus here, as number 22, McQuan Gentry, will check into the game for North Lawndale. Malloy will inbound things for Lane Tech. Gets it into Grunenbaum just across half court. And picked up his dribble a little too early, but a nice pass there to Malloy, who will back out of things. Malloy spin move, goes up for 2 and 1. What a finish there for Sean Malloy. 6 points now for him. He'll try to make it 7 as he goes for the three-point play. A nice little spin move to open up the lane, then gets fouled on the shot by number 33, Carmelo McClinton. Malloy went 0 for 2 from the line his last trip. Oh no, they called the foul on Ronald Chambers, actually, his first of the game. Thought it was on McClinton, and Lane Tech will keep possession after the missed free throw. Malloy struggling from the free throw stripe early on, but he still does have 6 points. Goonan will inbound things for Lane Tech, gets it to Malloy. High pass, but he gets it. Now double teamed in the corner. He gets trapped. That will go off of Malloy. Just chucked it out of bounds. And North Lawndale gets the basketball back. This Lane Tech team, they got to pick up on the fact that North Lawndale double teaming them every single time down the court, and it's working really well. Lane Tech forced into some messy passes. Chambers down low to McClinton, who's got the quick 2. And the lead back up to 10 for North Lawndale. 4:30 to go here in quarter number 2. So Lebo bring the ball up the court. Jack Soar will check into the game soon for Lane Tech. Goonan looked like he was thinking about the shot. Instead gives it out to Solibo. Slow pace of game here for Lane Tech. They get into Goonan. 3-2 zone right now for the Phoenix. Springer thinks about the 3. Instead gives it out to Solibo. Inside to Goonan. Goonan just playing that inside roll. Now he goes down low. Goes up for the 2. Not good. No good. Rebounded by Springer, who goes up for 2. He's got it. Springer with his first basket of the night, and the lead back down to 8 for North Lawndale. They'll push it on the other side of things. Parker goes up for 2, no good. Gets his own rebound, goes up for 2 again, and 1. Lots of and ones in this game. Refs calling a lot, and players making a lot of free throws. That's also going to be the 7th team foul on Lane Tech. So that called on Parker Springer, his 3rd of the game, and a mass timeout's going to be called. So 3:49 to go here in quarter number 2. North Lawndale's offense has slowed down a little bit since the first quarter. Yeah. But Lane Tech has not made any big runs to cut the lead. They got to 8 a couple of times, but it's mainly sticked at this double-digit North Lawndale lead here in quarter number 2. 3:49 to go. Mass timeouts under 4 minutes in every single quarter. At the first dead ball of every single quarter, to give the players a little mask break, playing with masks in IHSA basketball. But yeah, as we mentioned, that's the 7th team foul for North Lawndale. So they'll be shooting 2 here no matter what. But for the rest of the way out this half, they'll also be shooting 1 and 1. Fouls have been trouble for Lane Tech in a couple of games this year, and looks like this might be one of them. 3:49 left. North Lawndale could easily get into double bonus if Lane Tech keeps up with this pace. Out of the timeout, it'll be North Lawndale shooting free throws. Parker trying to end the and 1, so apologies. It's going to be 1 free throw, but Aiden Parker now up to double digits. He has half of the number of points Lane Tech has. Really strong start for him, and he'll head to the line to shoot 1. Listed at 6'4". I also saw 6'6" somewhere, but one of the taller players on the court right now is this one missed. Soar gets the rebound, and Lane Tech will push things for the other side. So Lebo with the basketball, gets double teamed there, and they give it into the corner. Goonan to Malloy. Malloy goes up for 2. They'll call a foul, and he'll head to the line to shoot 2. Heading into the game, that's going to be called under the basket, so Lane Tech will get possession, not free throws here. Jack Soar will inbound things. Malloy looked a little open, but instead they'll opt for the long pass to Grunebaum inside to Goonan. Out to Malloy, pulls for 3. He's got it. Sean Malloy up to 9 points for Lane Tech, the leading scorer for Lane, and the lead now down to 7. Obviously, 10 points is a pretty good lead for North Lawndale, but as you can see there, just a couple of shots, and this game can get really close really quickly. Grunebaum almost pushes a steal. This one will go out off of North Lawndale. That was number 22, Marcon Gentry with the basketball. And Lane Tech gets the basketball back. Down 29-22, 3:13 to go in quarter number 2 of play. So Lebo out to Goonan. Second 3 attempt of the game, no good. Rebounded by Gentry down low. And North Lawndale will slow things down. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Chambers with it, far side. Can't find a pass. Finally picks up his dribble. He's going to starts his dribble. Goes up for the layup. The push in by McClinton is good. And North Lawndale gets 2 of those points back, 31-22 with 2:40 to go in the game. This one, an easy steal right into the hands of the Phoenix, going up for the shot. That's good from Chambers. He's up to 5 points on the night, and the lead up to 11, the biggest of the night for North Lawndale. Momentum changing back and forth as Chambers forces another steal, and he's got 4 points in about 15 seconds, and the lead up to 13 for North Lawndale. They're hoping to finish this half strong, and they're starting this final couple of minutes very, very well. Inside to Goonan, they get it out to Malloy. Malloy double team back to Goonan. Goonan really running the offense through him right now as Grunebaum misses the three, rebounded by Gentry, and a foul going to be called on. Oh no, a travel called. Second travel of the game called on North Lawndale as a G is going to check into the game for Gentry. And Lane Tech gets the basketball back. It'll be Jack Shore inbounding it for Lane. They need some points quickly. 35-22, a 13-point lead for North Lawndale. Kind of talked about North Lawndale scoring, slowing down a little bit, and in the last couple of minutes, they've really picked it up. Down low, the pass to Tsor, no good. Parker pushing on the other side of things. Tries a long pass to a G, no good. And Lane Tech gets the basketball back. Will Rosenkrantz going to check into the game for Shahid Solibo. And Lane Tech's just been trying these really long passes, which just is not working in this zone where North Lawndale really has all the passes covered, because whenever they pass, North Lawndale just collapses on the ball, all five of their guys, and it's working well for them. Malloy to Grunebaum inside to Goonan. They get it back to Grunebaum, working it around the perimeter. Back to Malloy. He's made 1 3 tonight. Won't make it 2. That one fighting for the rebound. Winfield ends up with it and gives it to a G. 1:20 to go here in quarter number 2. A 35-22 lead for North Lawndale. Lane Tech hoping to end a 2-year streak of conference opening losses. Chambers with the basketball. Goes for the 2. No good. Rebounded by Grunebaum. Grunebaum gets pushed, and they will call the foul. Number 12, Dylan Page, the 6'2 senior guard. And McClinton is going to check into the game along with Golden for Gentry and Winfield. About 7 or 8 guys in the lineup coming in and out for North Lawndale early on in this one. Malloy with it. Looks like Lane Tech might be holding for a final shot. They're playing very slowly right here. 50 seconds on the clock. Malloy to Grunebaum. Grunebaum drives in, goes up for the layup. He's got it. Nice move to the basket there by the senior, and the lead down to 11 for North Lawndale. 40 seconds and counting. Chambers with it, gives it to Golden. Golden goes right back to where Chambers was dribbling from. They'll hand it off to a G. Back to Chambers, 25 seconds on the clock. Tsor goes in for the steal, can't get it, goes again, can't get it. And now right near midcourt, they'll get to Golden. Holding it, Chambers, 15 seconds now on the clock. No shot clock in Illinois high school basketball, so they will be holding for the final shot. Chambers looks like he might want to take it. 5 seconds, gets the screen to the right. Now passes off to Golden, who gives it down low to a wide open McClinton. He gets the 2 to go as time expires. Lane Tech thought there was a travel there, but a nice play there from North Lawndale. A couple of passes to end the first half of play. 37-24. The Phoenix take a 13-point lead into the locker room. They played very well the first quarter of 22 points, add 15 in the second quarter, and they're out to a 13-point lead in the first night of conference action here in the Red West North Conference. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to recap the first half of play and get you ready for the final 16 minutes of play. Your halftime score here from Lane Gymnasium. Lane Tech 34, North Lawndale 37, Lane Tech 24. You're watching Lane Tech basketball. 16 minutes into this one, a big start for North Lawndale. They lead 37-24 here in night one of conference play. Thanks for joining us, Alex Burstein on the call here from Lane Gymnasium. And North Lawndale just playing as good as can be expected against this Lane Tech team. They're crowding inside the zone in defense, and Lane Tech not able to hit their threes, and that's been the difference so far in tonight's game, along with a very aggressive. So it's working perfectly for North Lawndale. Their defense is working great, and that's leading into really good offense because they've had a lot of fast breaks, and they also can have guys who can shoot it and some big guys, and they're just blending all together perfectly. 37 points in the first half of play. And for a team that's put up 72 and 73-point games, it's not hard to imagine them getting into the 70s during tonight's matchup. 4:40 left in halftime. We'll take you around the scoreboard. We don't have any scores yet from the other games, but a busy night of action across the Red, West, North. Starting off, obviously, with this game. This is the first night of conference play for all of these teams. Clark playing at Westinghouse. That game started at 5 p.m. Clark 3-1 to start the year. Westinghouse 2-4. Also, Farragut and Orr got canceled. That game, Farragut suspended 2 games after a fight started between players at the Farragut-Clemente game earlier this season. So those 2 teams get suspended for 2 games each. The first home game back for for Farragut is also going to be not played with fans, and that's against Lane Tech. So we'll have a silent gym broadcast coming up in January, but so a little bit of a weird situation there. But Orr, who has not played a lot of games this year, 0-2, they're going to have to go a little bit longer. Their next game coming up on Friday now. Marshall playing at Whitney Young at 7 p.m. That is the only 7 p.m. tip-off tonight. Whitney Young has been really strong. They actually had a somewhat weak start the year. They're playing against a really good Gonzaga team, but lost by 14. High expectations coming in for them. They'll hope to rebound against Marshall, hosting them. And then Schurz at Lincoln Park at 5 p.m. Lincoln Park 6-0 to start the year. They are the only undefeated team in play of all conference teams for the Chicago Public Red, West, North. So they'll hope to keep that up, playing against Schurz. That was a 5 p.m. tip-off at Lincoln Park. As we mentioned, no score updates yet. I'll search quickly here, but have not seen any score updates from any of those. We'll try to get you those halftime scores as they come in. But back to our game, 2:45 to go here in halftime, and Lane Tech going to need a lot of second half adjustments to keep in this one. It was a strong start for North Lawndale, 22 points in the first quarter. To go along with it, 15 points in the second quarter. Impressive stuff from them scoring-wise. Lane Tech has not faced a team like that, scored like them all year. Heading into this game, the best team that they've seen has been Notre Dame, and in that one, Notre Dame scored 67. But they were not scoring this efficient, and Lane Tech seemed to have more comebacks for this one. North Lawndale just doing a great job controlling the entire pace of this game. And they'll hope to keep that up into the second half of play. For Lane Tech to compete in this one, they're going to have to. There's really one key, and that's going to be making threes, because I don't imagine North Lawndale is going to change up their defense much. And North Lawndale are much better at playing inside on defense than Lane Tech is playing inside on offense. So if they want to compete in this game, they're going to need some three-pointers. We know Sean Malloy can shoot threes. He made one. Ethan Grunebaum, usually good for a couple threes per game. Those two are going to need to heat up. And guys like Anthony Zander, Shahid Salibo, who have been taking threes in practice, taking threes even in the first couple of games of the year, they're going to have to heat up if Lane Tech wants any chance to compete in this one. Lane Tech, an extra long time in the locker room. Usually they're out a lot earlier, but head coach Nicholas Lagarbo, I guess, talking to them a little bit longer than usual. They're still in the locker room. It's kind of the opposite. North Lawndale came out very late before tip-off. They were talking in their classroom/locker room, and then they came out just for a couple minutes of warm-up. Lane Tech now, the team that gets started late. 55 seconds to go. Lane Tech will come back onto the court and get a couple of shots up before we start the final 16 minutes of play. Alex Burstein on the call here from Lane Gymnasium. A 37-24 halftime lead for for North Lawndale. Thank you so much for joining us for the conference opener here in the 2021-2022 season. This is very normal for North Lawndale, and it's much unlike what they had last year. Last year, they only went 1-2. That's right, they played 3 games all season long. COVID issues, I believe it was COVID issues, they just did not play much, only 3 games on the year. They've already doubled that just 2 or 3 weeks into the season, and they'll be hoping to get over 500, 3-3 to start the year. They can get to 4-3 if they keep up how they're playing in the first half. Just about ready for some second half hoops. It's going to be Solibo, Malloy, Basil, Tsor, and Grunebaum. Your 5 on the court for Lane Sack, the same starting 5. And for the North Lawndale Phoenix, it's going to be Parker, Winfield, Chambers, Mays, and missing one, and Wyatt. So same starting 5 for both of these teams to start off the third quarter of action. It'll be North Lawndale basketball. Parker, who's been playing extremely strong, probably the game's leading scorer. He's at 10 or 12. He'll inbound things. Leading the scorer for Lane Sack, he comes in. Sean Malloy coming in with 9 points. Already more than he had against Steinmetz, but he's been good for about 15 each game, so he'll try to get back up to that number. Also, Ethan Grunebaum with 5 points as we start off the second half of play. Parker with it, Soar on it. Lots of switches here based off of screens, and Lane Sack switching up their man-to-man offense, and a block by Sean Malloy. Sean Malloy, he's a third-year varsity guy. We did not see him with a lot of blocks his first 2 years, but coming out of nowhere kind of against Taft. He had 2 big blocks, and we see a big one there from the guard. North Lawndale will keep possessions 20 seconds into this one. Chambers with the basketball, far side, gets it in the corner for 3, no good. That was Wyatt who missed it, and Lane Sack will get the basketball back. 24-37, Lane Sack trails by 13 to start the second half of play. Grunebaum in the corner to Soar. He overshots that one, and North Lawndale gets the basketball back, hoping to build on their 13-point lead. Winfield with it, hands it off to Chambers. Looks like a screen coming here on the far side. Chambers will take it, drives in, passes it out to Winfield, pulls for 3. He's got it. Lane Sack misses a 3 ball on their own side. North Lawndale responds with 3 of their own. That lead up to 16 now, the biggest of the night. Malloy with it. Lane Sack has not led since early on in the first quarter. Soar now pulls for 3, missed the first one. He's going to miss the second one as well. And North Lawndale playing fast on the other side of things. They get to Winfield. Just made a 3 from this shot, but now he'll give it inside to Parker, who tries to go to the basket, misses it. And Malloy off to the races. Gives it to Grunebaum. 3-on-1. Grunebaum goes up for the 2. He's got it. First points of the night for Lane Sack. And 40-26 to score. A 14-point North Lawndale lead. They give it to Chambers on the far side. Mays just waiting there for a screen, but they're going to pass to the other side of the screen. Now Parker with it. Lane Sack in a 3-2 zone to start off the half. Or excuse me, they were in man-to-man. Now they're in a 3-2 zone. As Solibo unable to grab the rebound. Second chance here for North Lawndale. They get to Parker. Pulls for 3. No good. That one rebounded by North Lawndale. They'll have a third chance at it. All these offensive rebounds really important for the Phoenix, but the 3 no good, and Lane Sack gets the basketball back. Solibo pushing the pace, goes up for 2, and a block by Mays. Vincent Mays gets up there, slaps it against the backboard, and Lane Sack squanders the chance for a couple of quick points. Wyatt to Winfield. They get top the key to Chambers. For 3, Winfield misses it, so North Lawndale shooting a little cold out of half. A foul is going to be called on Wyatt, but Lane Sack's shooting has not been much better. They've only scored one basket for both of the teams here in the third quarter of action, and a 40-26 lead for North Lawndale over Lane Sack. Grunebaum gets it in the backcourt, long pass to Malloy, back to Grunebaum, who goes into the corner to Tsor, pulls for 3, misses it. Jack Tsor 0 for 3 shooting from beyond the arc here to start the second quarter. Another 3 attempt from North Lawndale. That one airballed, and a travel going to be called on Wyatt under the basket. This is interesting. We did not see North Lawndale take as many threes as they have here in the second half. That was not their strategy really in the first half of play, as Will Rosenkrantz going to check into the game for Jack Soar after those couple of misses by the junior. Basil down low to Rosenkrantz, who's wide open, gets the 2 to go. Looks as if North Lawndale was not even aware that Rosenkrantz was there. He gets the easy points, and now a 12-point lead for North Lawndale, 40-28. Parker pulls for the short shot. That one rebounded by Malloy, and Malloy pushing the pace. Gives it to Rosenkrantz. Rosenkrantz pulls for 3. No good. Rebounded by Solibo, and Solibo will bring things out. Now Lane Tech getting offensive rebounds. North Lawndale's definitely leading in offensive rebound, but Lane Tech can get a couple. That would be really helpful. Grunenbaum airballs the 3. 3 ball still a struggle here, and stepping out of bounds is going to be Wyatt, so Lane Tech gets the basketball back. Demarion Wyatt places his foot a little too close to the line, and Lane Tech keeps possession. 40-28 the score, just over 4 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Grunenbaum gives it to Solibo. Solibo gets double teamed, punching it out of bounds is Chambers. And Stephen Goonan going to check into the game for Shahid Solibo. So Solibo just in for a couple of minutes to start the half. First sub of the half for Lane Tech. And Goonan passes it out to Grunenbaum across midcourt. Malloy in the corner to Rosenkrantz. Rosenkrantz gets double teamed. And now they'll get to Grunenbaum. This side weak for North Lawndale. Goonan pulls for 3. Around the rim miss. Basil with the putback. He's got it. Lane Tech scoring a little more efficiently here to start the second half. But more importantly, they've kept North Lawndale off the scoreboard most of their possessions. Just one shot made for North Lawndale. 4:15 into the third quarter. Long pass to Wyatt. And North Lawndale just slowing down the game here with a 10-point lead, 3.5 to go in quarter number 3. They get to Winfield. Winfield down low. Parker with the reverse layup, no good. Rebounded by Vincent Manns, but this will be pushed. Grunenbaum on the fast break. He goes up for 2 and 1. And Lane Tech has the deficit back down to single digits. 40-32 the score, 3:21 to go in quarter number 3. And a mass timeout is going to be called. So Lane Tech with the big momentum. We saw the lead get up to 15 or 16 for North Lawndale. And Lane Tech slowly crawling back. They have the deficit down to 8 points, 40-32. And Ethan Grunenbaum has the chance to make it 7 at the line as he attempts for the and 1. We've seen Sean Malloy be the main guard for Lane Tech, who goes coast for coast with those type of plays. But Ethan Grunenbaum gets one of his first ones of those this year, and done perfectly. It was a nice height matchup. Guy guarding him, I'm not sure who that was, but around the same height, almost got a block, but instead fouls him, and Grunenbaum gets the basket to go. And a big play there for Lane Tech. Lane Tech student section all fired up here at Lane Gymnasium. Do not have any score updates yet from the other games. As we mentioned at halftime, a busy night of basketball around the Chicago Public League in the Red Northwest. We'll see if we get any score updates from those, but in this game, 40-32, 3:21 to go in quarter number 3. Breaking the huddle for North Lawndale, it's going to be Mays, Freddie Golden into the game to go along with Parker, Mays, Winfield, and looks like that's Chambers. So coming out of the game is going to be Demarion Wyatt, Grunenbaum, Basil, Goonan, Rosenkrantz, and Malloy. Your 5 on the court for Lane Tech. Malloy far in the backcourt as Grunenbaum tries for the 3-point play. He's got it. 40-33, 7-point lead for North Lawndale, 3:15 to go in quarter number 3. Winfield running the point now for North Lawndale for the past couple of minutes. He seems very calm for a junior. This whole North Lawndale team, they have a lot of experience. As this one turned over, Grunenbaum will get it. But as we were saying, a young team, but they're playing like they're all seniors. really gelling as a group as Goonan tries to give the pass to Grunebaum, can't, instead goes up for two, can't get it. Rebounded by Mays. And North Lawndale will have another chance for some points. 2:45 to go in quarter number 3. Winfield reverses it to Golden. Golden with 4 points on the night. Gets it, pulls for 3. That one's short. Neither of these teams able to shoot the 3 ball, and a foul is going to be called on North Lawndale. And Lane Tech will get the basketball back. Don't have to push on another fast break. They'll be able to slow things down. It was interesting. North Lawndale, they pressed for the first couple of minutes of the game, and since then, they really haven't. Lane Tech, meanwhile, we have not seen them use their full court press at all tonight, a change from any of their previous games. As Malloy gives it to Grunebaum. Grunebaum goes in for the layup. That one blocked by Mays. They're going to call goaltending. Count the basket. Grunebaum not afraid he's one of the shorter guys on the court right now, and going up against some big guys like Parker and Mays. But he gets the 2 points off of it. 40-35, a 5-point lead for North Lawndale. Lane Tech with a nice little run here. Golden to Winfield. Far side, Chambers thinks about pulling for 3, instead gets double teamed. They give it inside to Golden, who goes for 2. He's got it. North Lawndale breaks the little scoring drought. Parker Springer is going to check into the game soon for Lane Tech, likely for Basil. Goonan goes in for the shot. Kind of a crazy shot there. They'll say it goes off of the Phoenix, and Lane Tech will keep possession. Springer checks into game for Basil. Basil exits. 6 points on the night so far for him. And Grunebaum leapfrogs Malloy as the leading scorer in tonight's game. He's up to 12. Malloy has 9, and this one punched out of bounds by Parker. Lane Tech will get another shot at it. 42-35, 1:42 to go in quarter number 3. Alex Burstian on the call here from Lane Gymnasium. North Lawndale leading Lane Tech. Both teams searching to start the year 1-0 in conference play. As a foul is going to be called. North Lawndale racking up these fouls kind of quickly. No team fouls on Lane Tech yet this half. 4 on North Lawndale. And Joseph Perona is going to check into the game for Ethan Grunebaum. Malloy will inbound things. Looks like they're not going to go into the back court. Now Perona runs away. They struggle to inbound it, but finally get to Perona. Perona gets double teamed quickly. They give it to Malloy. Malloy, Rosenkrantz pulls for 3, no good. Springer gets the rebound though, and second chance here for Lane Tech. Perona will reset things, 1:20 to go in the third quarter. Malloy out to Rosenkrantz. Second try this drive, he can't get it. Goonan with the putback, no good, and Mays finally comes in to give the Phoenix back the basketball. Lane Tech just really struggling from beyond the arc shooting. If they had made a couple of these threes, they very well could be leading this game right now. As Parker goes in for the short shot, no good, rebounded by Goonan. Goonan playing a very important role for this Lane Tech team. Foul called on Golden, his second of the night, and the 15th foul for North Lawndale. I'm still very impressed. We were talking at halftime about Lane Tech getting into foul trouble as they did in the first half. Since then, no fouls. They have yet to foul here in the third quarter as Malloy with an acrobatic layup, no good. Goonan with the putback though. I feel like we talk about this every game, but Goonan just playing like a utility player for this Lane Tech team, doing a little bit of everything. Lane Tech in a 3-2 zone right now, 35 seconds to go and counting. 42-37 the score, a 5-point lead for North Lawndale. Nearing the end of the third quarter here at Lane Tech, and holding it's going to be Chambers. They get to the far side to Winfield. 18 seconds now, they get to Golden. Golden back to Chambers. North Lawndale was able to score a quick 2 at the buzzer at the end of the first half. Now 5 seconds. Chambers to Golden. Golden in the corner to Parker. Pulls for 3. No good. Rebounded by Malloy. He can't get a shot up, and that will bring us to the end of the third. Poor order of play. Malloy almost made that. Wouldn't have counted anyways, but that's going to bring us to the end of 3 quarters of play. 42-37 the score. A 5-point lead for Lane Tech. We'll take a quick break and be back for what is sure to be a final 8 minutes of play. You're watching Lane Tech basketball on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. So for the first 2 minutes of that, 2 or 3 minutes of that third quarter, it looked like this game might end a blowout. But Lane Tech comes back. They're into this one, 42-37. Lane trails North Lawndale heading into the final quarter of play. It'll be Lane Tech basketball to start the fourth quarter, and they can make this a one-possession game, which will be the closest it's been in quite some time here on this drive. It'll be Malloy inbounding it, gets it to Grunebaum. Grunebaum, Perona, Malloy, Goonan, and Springer. Your 5 on the court right now for Lane Tech. Perona gets double-teamed, gives it to Malloy. Malloy for 3. In and out, and then back in. 42-40. Lane Tech cuts the deficit to 2. North Lawndale playing with a lot faster now. They'll give it to Winfield, who's just going to hold things near midcourt. 42-40 the score. 7:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Malloy overshots the attempt to steal it, and Mays gets a quick 2 for North Lawndale to quiet the Lane Tech momentum. 44-40 the score. 7:20 now. Grunebaum, this ball punched away. Fighting for it is Chambers. He gives it to Winfield, and North Lawndale gets a quick turnover. Now Malloy with it. Malloy to Perona, coming on is Winfield, who blocks it. Nice strip there from Winfield. Lane Tech will keep possession, but Perona had an open lane, and Winfield made up a couple of feet to come in for the block. 7:07 to go. Grunebaum inbounding things for Lane Tech. And he could not get one in, and Grunebaum forced to call a timeout. 30 seconds to go. Grunebaum just could not get the basketball in. I imagine Lane Tech will draw up a play here. They still have 4 timeouts left. I don't think Lane Tech called 1 in the first half maybe, but not a lot of timeouts called early so far this game. A 4-point lead for North Lawndale. Lane Tech cut it to 2 at one point. Then the Phoenix responded with a 2 of their own, but really anyone's game here in night 1 of conference play. Lane Tech, after this one, will play at Schurz on Friday, and on Saturday they are playing at Mount Carmel in the Team Rose Shootout. That is against a very strong Oak Park team. We'll have the call on Friday, not on Saturday, and then we'll be back next week for some more conference play on Wednesday. Malloy will inbound it instead of Grunebaum now for Lane Tech. Ref's yet to blow his whistle. And now he will. Malloy slaps the basketball. Grunebaum in motion. They can't get to him. They're going to throw a long pass to Springer, almost intercepted. And now a bad pass, and North Lawndale gets the basketball back. Lane Tech just had a lot of trouble there getting the basketball inbound. Had to do a timeout, and then they get a turnover off of it. So whatever they drew up there in the timeout, not able to work. It looked as if Grunebaum was trying to run around the edge, but just tight defense here from the Phoenix. Far side, Chambers with it. Malloy, nice defense. They'll cross it to Golden inside. Mays goes up for 2. They'll call a foul. And Mays will head to the line to shoot a pair. Mays with 10 points on the night to go along with 10 from Parker. 12 on the night from Grunebaum. He leads all scorers, but Mays could tie that here as he makes the first free throw, lead up to 5 for North Lawndale. Mays listed at 6'5". One of the lone seniors is getting a lot of playing time tonight. He had a monster game against Bogan. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 9 blocks. And he goes 2 for 2 from the line, and the lead up to 6 for North Lawndale. 6:40 to go in the game. They get to Goonan. Goonan back to Malloy. Malloy thinks about the 3, instead goes inside, goes for the 5-footer. He's got it. And a 4-point game now. Winfield. Get it far side to Golden. Golden, long pass. Chambers with it, and North Lawndale playing very slowly here through the fourth quarter. Long pass to Golden. Golden drives in, goes up for the hop step shot. Got it. Lead back up to 6 for North Lawndale. Nice move there from Freddie Golden to get the lead to 48-42. Grunebaum will bring the ball up the court, gets it to Malloy. Malloy back to Grunebaum, and Lane Tech will reset their offense. They find a Springer down low. That one punched away by Mays. 2-on-2. They dish it to Mays, who can't hold on to it. They're going to go out of bounds, and Lane Tech gets possession back. Shahid Saliba will come into the game for Joseph Perona. 6-point lead for Lane Tech. 5:48 to go in the game. Now your team has to play super quickly right now. Lane Tech just needs a couple of shots to make this a tie ball game as Malloy pulls for three, no good. Rebounded by Springer, out to Grunebaum. Grunebaum goes in for two. He's got it off the backboard, 48-42. It looked like Grunebaum wanted to take that three, but this North Lawndale defense just so quick to jet out and have all five guys covered for Lane Tech. But Grunebaum able to adapt and get the two. 48-44, 4-point lead for Lane Tech. Into the game, Wyatt. They get to Golden in the corner. Just reversing it. They find an open Golden, pulls for three. Misses it, but Mays gets the rebound down low. He goes up for two, and they're going to call a travel. Lane Tech gets the basketball back. The good thing for this North Lawndale team right now, as Springer checks out of the game, I think Rosenkrantz just came in. But the good thing for this North Lawndale team right now is even when they're missing threes, they have Mays getting the rebound almost every single time. Just there, he's unable to convert with the travel. Malloy with the basketball for Lane Tech. Gives it to Salibo. Salibo, triple team. They get inside to Goonan. Short two, no good. Rebounded by North Lawndale. Chambers will push things on the other side, but Grunebaum steals it right back. And Grunebaum will give it to Malloy, who'll take things up the court. Malloy to Rosenkrantz. Rosenkrantz struggled from three, but he's got one here. 48-47 to score, a 1-point game. 4.5 minutes to go in this one. Conference opener at Lane Tech. Rosenkrantz almost takes the steal. Instead, Chambers will go in. Nice move to the basket. He misses it. Goes up for the second chance points. They'll call a foul, and he'll head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Lane Tech has this ball game within 1 point at halftime. Just trying to find the halftime score to show how much this second half has changed things. At halftime, North Lawndale led by 13. They got it up to 15-point lead, 15 or 16, and now anyone's game. First free throw from Chambers, no good. Really great to hear how loud Lane Gymnasium can get during a conference game. Last year with the broadcast here from the home gymnasium, no fans. It was definitely a weird atmosphere. As second free throw, no good as well. Lane Tech has the basketball, and they can take the lead with any shot. Grunebaum to Rosenkrantz. Lane Tech has not led since they had 6 points. Malloy drives, goes up for two. Goonan tries for the tip-in, can't get it. Parker sends it the other way. Grunebaum with the steal. Lane Tech has the numbers. Rosenkrantz for three. No good. Rebounded by Goonan. And that will be punched out of bounds by Parker. Mass timeout called. The one ref pointed one way, then he pointed the other way. I'm not sure whose ball it's going to be out of the timeout. Looks like it's going to be Lane Tech basketball. They have the ball 47-48. They trail a 1-point North Lawndale lead. 3:54 to go here in quarter number 4. Thank you so much for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Lane Gymnasium. This is probably the most exciting matchup Lane Tech has had all year. Definitely the closest. Their one loss was not particularly close, and a lot of their first week games were blowouts. They blew out Bulls College Prep and Steinmetz. Their game against Taft ended a 10-point game. This is definitely the closest contest we've seen. We were talking about about North Lawndale maybe reaching the 70-point mark, the 80-point mark. They're definitely not going to get there probably. 48 points. Their scoring has significantly slowed down here in the second half of play, especially here in the fourth quarter. We'll see whose ball it is out of the mass timeout, and it will be Lane Tech basketball. So Malloy, Salibo, Grunebaum, Rosenkrantz, Goonan, your 5 on the court for Lane Tech. Mays, Parker, Winfield, Chambers, and Wyatt, your 5 for North Lawndale. Malloy inbounds it to Grunebaum. Grunebaum wide open, pulls for 3, misses it. Rebounded by Mays. They'll push it to a wide open Chambers. Chambers goes in for 2. They're going to call a foul, and Chambers will head to the line to shoot 2. The steps Chambers took on that layup. He took it from like the free throw line about. Super big steps, gets to the basket in time without a travel, and gets fouled. So he'll try to open this lead up a little bit. 48-47 the score. First shot is good. He drains it. 8 points here tonight for the junior. Chambers has an offer from Western Illinois University to play in college. As the second shot good as well. Both Chambers and Wyatt both do, and a full timeout going to be called by North Lawndale. So they get both of the free throws, but still technically a one-possession game with a three-pointer, or Lane Tech can cut it to a one-point game with a two-pointer. 50-47 to score, 3:44 to go in the contest. No one leaving this one yet. If anyone was going to leave too early, what has it looked at halftime? Now they're definitely glued to their seats. Anyone's game here in night one of conference play in the Chicago Public Red West North. I've seen Northwest and West North. I saw on highschoolbasketball.com West North. So that's what we're going to go with this year. But Northwest, I think is what we went with 2 years. Same conference for Lane Tech. They no, they've not been demoted or promoted for a couple of seasons. No, nor has North Lawndale. North Lawndale has been in the red for an impressively long time. They were in the Chicago Prep Conference in 06-07, and they have been in the red ever since. It changes every couple of years, so they've been in like the West or the North. Now they're in the West North, but just a very dominating run for North Lawndale basketball. They've had a couple of very good teams during that time, and they're hoping this team can turn out to be one of them. It'll be Malloy inbounding it. Full court press from North Lawndale. Grunebaum back to Malloy. 3:40 to go. Goonin, they'll get to Solibo. Solibo to Rosenkrantz. Rosenkrantz, a little long for a pass, so he can't pull for three. Malloy drives up the middle, goes up for two. He's got it. 50-49 to score, 3:30 to go. This one almost stolen by Rosenkrantz. Out, this one taken by Solibo. Lane Tech on the fast break. They throw it off of North Lawndale, and Winfield's going to end up with it. Now Rosenkrantz steals it back into fourth basketball here. 50-49, the North Lawndale lead. Rosenkrantz to Grunebaum in the corner. Back to Rosenkrantz. He pulls for three, no good. Rebounded by Mays. Whether Lane Tech wins or loses this game, and I know they've hit a couple of threes in the last couple of minutes, but if they want to compete in more games this season, they're really going to have to clean up that three-point shooting. North Lawndale holding the basketball. Winfield with it. 2:45 to go. Far side for three. No good. Rebounded by Parker. Parker up for two, and the foul's going to be called. That is the third time that North Lawndale has driven. That was number 2, Demarion Wyatt, who will head to the line to shoot two. But that's the third time this quarter that North Lawndale has just gone in for those, has gone in for a layup, missed it, but gone to go to the free throw line to shoot some free throws, because Lane Tech fouling. 5 fouls on North Lawndale, 4 on Lane Tech this half. So both teams close, but not at bonus, as the first free throw is good. Freddie Golden going to check into the game for Chambers. That's interesting. Chambers will check out of the game. He's with 9 points tonight. And Golden comes in, who has 8. 16 for Sean Malloy, 14 for Ethan Grunebaum, as the second free throw is good. 52-49 to score. Solibo with the basketball, gets it to Grunebaum. They get to Goonin. Now back, oh no, he takes a dribble. Now long pass to Malloy. Malloy wide open, drives the baseline, goes up for two. Reverse layup, he gets fouled, and he'll head to a line to shoot a couple himself. So back and forth free throws here. That is the 6th team foul on North Lawndale. So now Lane Tech 1 away from bonus. Student section on their feet there at the top of your screen. Lane Tech JV team in the gateway to the gym, getting ready for their game after this one. First free throw from Malloy is good. We saw Malloy struggle. Okay, so just want to mention Chambers back into the game for Golden. He's only out for about, I don't even know if that was 30 seconds because of the foul, probably like 10 seconds. 52-50 to score, 2:23 to go. Malloy makes the second one as well. Timeout called by Lane Tech, a full timeout. And it's back down to 1. And we're going to take a quick break to get a computer charger, so our broadcast is good to go, and we'll be back in just a second. You're watching Lane Tech basketball. Well, how about this? 52-51, a 1-point game. North Lawndale leading Lane Tech 2-22. I don't know if I can imagine a better way to start off conference play. A fun matchup between two teams you can tell really want to start the conference year 1-0. The last time these two teams played, it was a 65-59 win for North Lawndale. Lane Tech held the halftime lead 25-20. Much different story all around. It's going to end up maybe around the same scores for both teams, at least in that 50, late 50, early 60 range. But Lane Tech definitely did not lead at halftime, but still a close game. And the end result, what counts? It will be North Lawndale basketball 52-51. Lane Tech not going to press. It's an interesting strategy. They've shown they can work the press, but they must have seen North Lawndale on film and decided not to do that this game. It'll be Winfield bringing the ball up the court. Winfield's been really impressive today as the court general for North Lawndale. 2:10 now to go. Chambers with the basketball. Rosenkrantz with some tight defense, and they are going to, North Lawndale forced to call a full timeout. So nice defense there from Will Rosenkrantz to keep North Lawndale from having an open lane to the basket. I have a feeling this is going to be a long final 2 minutes of play, so buckle in, folks. 52-51 the score. North Lawndale 1 foul away from getting Lane Tech into the bonus. Lane Tech with 4 fouls, so they still have a couple fouls to give. It's not like a blown open game in either way, so my guess is no one's going to be purposely fouling. I could be wrong. We'll see how these final 2 minutes transpire, but it looks like if North Lawndale accidentally fouls, they'll be giving Lane Tech some free shots. Thanks for joining us. Alex bursting on the call here from Lane Gymnasium. Wednesday night conference hoops, always exciting. And one of these teams, only one, seems like they both deserve it, but one of these teams is going to exit 1-0, and one team will start the conference year 0-1. And it's looking like it's going to be a pretty tight conference this year. My guess is Schurz is likely going to go down just because they were really good 2 years ago, and since then they've struggled some. But other than Schurz, it's hard to pick out who's going to be the second team that gets demoted this year. So every single game really important in Red West North Conference play. Parker to Winfield. 2 minutes now to go. Parker thinks about the three instead. Throws it around the perimeter. Chambers whiffs it. Winfield for three. No good. Rebounded by Mays, who jumps on top of Malloy, and they're going to call a foul on him. That's his second foul of the game, and Lane Tech's in the bonus. So Sean Malloy is going to get to shoot a 1-and-1, and Lane Tech can take their first lead since the, I think, 5-minute mark of the first quarter off the free throw line, 52-51. Looks like there won't be any subs coming into the game. Lane Tech has no one inside the paint right now. Rosenkrantz is a little bit behind Malloy, and Grunebaum, Solibo, and Goonan all be in the backcourt. First free throw from Malloy is good, so Lane Tech ties it 52-52. Not a super high scoring game, but obviously very competitive between these two teams. All the students on their feet here at Lane. Malloy hoping to go 2 for 2 on his trip to the line. Second free throw. That one's good as well, and Lane Tech's in the lead 53-52. 1:45 to go in the contest. Malloy has 20 points. I believe that's a new career high. Winfield. Chambers on the far side. Chambers thinks about a three, instead gives it back to Winfield. That one stolen by Solibo. Lane Tech looking to add to their lead. Solibo takes himself, and they're going to call a jump ball possession, I believe goes to North Lawndale. Fans not happy with that call. The refs are going to talk it over. I'm not sure whose basketball it is, and it will be North Lawndale basketball. So possession arrow will go to Lane Tech after this, but Phoenix get the basketball back. Lane's done a great job this quarter guarding the three. Not a lot of open looks for the Phoenix. They're going to need that here. 1:20 to go. Chambers thought about the long three. Instead's going to drive. Gets past Rosenkrantz inside, and they're going to call a foul against Lane Tech, and Chambers will head to the line to shoot two. He went 2 for 2 his last trip to the line. Refs talking things over. It's going to be the 15th foul on Lane Tech, called on number 23, Steven Goonan, his second, the team's 5th. And heading to the line to shoot two will be Chambers. Chambers with 9 points on the night. Pretty balanced scoring effort from North Lawndale. First free throw is no good. It took a weird bounce there. And North Lawndale will at best tie it on this possession. 1:16 to go in the ball game. Second free throw. That one's good, and we're all tied up at 53, 1:15 to go. Salibo gives it to Grunebaum. A press here from North Lawndale. Grunebaum gets trapped, but gives it to Malloy. Malloy takes it himself, goes up for two, misses it, rebounded. That's going to go off of Chambers, and Lane Tech will keep the basketball. 1:03 to go, 63 seconds left in the contest. Remember, Lane Tech is in the bonus, so any foul from North Lawndale would send Lane to the line. They get to Grunebaum. Grunebaum pulls for three. He's got it! Ethan Grunebaum for three. Lane Tech leads by 3, 56 to 53. 55 seconds to go in this one. Oh, refs called it a 2. Might have just been rule of 2. On the other side of things, a 3 no good. That one punched out of bounds. And it will be Lane Tech basketball. Timeout called by North Lawndale, and Ethan Grunebaum, 16 points on the night. Him and Sean Malloy have combined for 36. We talked about in the opening the backcourt from North Lawndale and how with Wyatt and Chambers, they're really strong. And then what we said after that was Lane Tech's going to have a strong game from their backcourt of Grunebaum and Malloy to contend in this one. And those two, and now they've changed it to a 3. So it is a 3 ball, 17 points for Grunebaum, 56 to 53 to score. A 3-point lead for North Lawndale. It'll be Lane Tech basketball up at the timeout. 44 seconds to go in this one. A very exciting matchup. Thanks for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Lane Gymnasium. Almost 90 minutes into tonight's matchup. Not a super long game, but lots of back and forth play. It'll be Lane Tech basketball on the far baseline on their defending side of the court. You see the ref there on the far side with the basketball, so that's where they're going to be taking it from. North Lawndale has done their full court press. That was a timeout by North Lawndale, by the way. Not sure if I said that, but North Lawndale has been full court pressing. It just has not worked super well against this Lane Tech team, but looks like they're going to continue to do that here. Rosenkrantz, Goonan, Grunebaum, Solibo, and Malloy, your 5 on the court for Lane Tech. Malloy will inbound it, gets it to Grunebaum. Grunebaum quickly gets picked up by 2 guys. They get it to Solibo, 40 seconds now. Solibo taking some time off the clock. They give it to Goonan. Goonan to Grunebaum. Rosenkrantz in the corner for 3. No good. That one's rebounded by Goonan, who has the putback. 58 to 53 to score. 25 seconds to go in the ball game. Chambers with the basketball. That one tipped by Solibo. Wyatt will get it. They throw it away, and a foul is going to be called on Malloy. Not sure where the contact was there, but North Lawndale will keep possession. That is the 6th team foul on North Lawndale. On Lane Tech. So not quite in the bonus for the Phoenix. 58 to 53 to score. They inbound it to Wyatt. Parker back to Wyatt. Wyatt loses the basketball. Now goes up for the short 2. No good. Rebounded by Goonan. 10 seconds on the clock. Malloy with it. North Lawndale might have to foul. Solibo with it. They give it to Rosenkrantz. Rosenkrantz to Solibo. 2 seconds on the clock. And it's going to go out of bounds with 0.6 seconds. And the clock runs, and refs are saying there's going to be, I think, 0.6, maybe 1 second on the clock. Security holding back the Lane Tech fans. Lane Tech players were ready to storm the court. It'll be 0.6 seconds and a 5-point lead for Lane Tech, and they have the basketball. A timeout looks like it's called by North Lawndale. And Lane Tech just telling their players to stay on the court. Really, a rebound would be, a miracle would be needed here. North Lawndale does not have possession, and they're down by 5 points. Grundebaum really just has to throw the ball inbounds. He gives it to Goonan, and that is the game, folks. 58-33. Lane Tech pulls off the victory. They trailed by 13 at halftime, come all the way back down, 58-53, your final score. Player of the game, we'll give it to both Ethan Grundebaum and Sean Malloy. 37 points from those two. Wow, what a game to open up conference play. We knew this was going to be a tough matchup for Lane Tech coming in. Really impressive stuff from North Lawndale. They played very well tonight, just unable to cap it off. Lane Tech with a great second half comeback to improve to 7-1 on the year. That is now their best start since, I mean, Max Preps has records back to 2005. They've never started the season 7-1. Great start to the year for this Lane Tech team. They take the win 58-53. We'll be back on Friday night as Lane Tech hopes to make it 2-0 in conference play against Schurz. That is on the road at Schurz, just up the street on Addison, for a 5 p.m. tip-off. A really fun start to conference play. Thank you so much for joining us. That's just about going to wrap up our coverage from tonight's contest. I just want to give a few notables for North Lawndale really quick. Chambers had a really good game. Aiden Parker had a really good first half. And then I was also just really impressed by Jamar J. Winfield. Really impressive stuff from them. But Grundebaum and Malloy steal the game. Those two for Lane Tech. Big plays from them. And Lane Tech 1-0 in conference play, 7-1 overall. That's just about going to do it for us. Your final score from Lane Gymnasium: Lane Tech 58, North Lawndale 53. We'll talk to you Friday night. Good night.